Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have another very bog deck profile for you guys. Now, don't go to sleep yet. I know it's a SwordSoul deck, but it has been proven at the YCS. It has been one of the best decks of the format. So if you want to have a good deck list, a good solid deck list, then this is the list for the YCS, the European YCS, at least this weekend. And yeah, after the ban list, you'll probably only have to change out one single card. So yeah, I'm joined by Suffer,
Yo, yo, yo.
popular Twitch streamer and deleted videos on YouTuber. Uh,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, we have been playing this deck a lot. You have been playing it a lot. So you went to a regional in Germany where they apparently allow IRL Yu-Gi-Oh events to take place, and there were over 200 participants. So this is not just a 40-man Dutch regional. No, this is a big regional. And looking at the top 16 names, there were some good players there. a lot of good players. So it's very impressive that you got all the way to the top 16. Yeah, anything you want to say before we go into it?
No, not much. I got quite I don't know for I got fortunate with like matchups. Like the decks I played were quite nice for the side deck and the main deck that I built. I could go over matchups if you want.
Sure.
So let me check real quick because I had it all on. So round one I played versus Eldritch, which was 2-0. Round two, SwordSoul Mirror 2-1. Round three, SwordSoul Mirror, which I lost. So my only losses were two SwordSoul Mirrors, where game three I opened like unplayable or like Moye pass because I got hand trapped, and my opponent had like two Tenyis and three SwordSoul cards.
Oof.
So yeah, it was really unfortunate for that in that sense, but yeah, that happens, I guess. Round four was versus Dragon Link, 2-0. Round
Mm-hmm.
four was versus Eldritch, 2-0. Round six versus Dragon Link again, 2-1. Round seven again a mirror which I lost. And round eight was Prankits, which was also 2-0. So yeah, it was
All right,
actually
that's a
quite fun.
6-2 record, right?
Yeah, 6-2 in the end.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's go straight into the deck list.
All right, so the Sword Soul ratios are standard 3-3-3-2. Don't think we need to say much about that. Deck's nuts. For Tenyi's, this is something that we like talked about a lot because this I played with Water Tenyi and two Adhara. I really want to play three Adhara. It just I don't know. You just want to see Tenyi's all the time. These cards are just way too good going second. And going first, they just allow you to make Chao Feng more often. And if you don't have the sorts of cards in your hand, you can also go into the you can just go into every single range you need. And I used to play the Fire Tenyi. I'm still debating on both because they both have their ups and downs, but this actually came up like a lot during the tournament. I think more than the Fire Tenyi would have come up.
Okay.
But yeah, the Fire Tenyi being a fire with the water token, you could go to Baxia for 2 spins, which also came up in the tournament. So yeah, I'm still debating on whether to play the water or the fire one. So that's still something that I'm not certain about. The card that should be banned, the Protoss, and then triple Ash Blossom.
Only Ash.
Yeah, for hand traps I played Ash and 2 Imperm.
Okay.
Yeah,
41 cards?
41. Yeah, it's wait, I'll just put on the spells real quick. So we have Droplet, Desires, Emergence, Triple Circle, Double Vessel, and then one Blackout for the complete list.
Okay, this is
So we
unexpected.
sure. Yeah, Vessel is nuts. So what we were trying to make is like a full gas Sortal deck with just 41 cards, which all like progress my game state instead of like stopping the opponent. But we were playing like tactics, we were playing 3 Vessel, and we just needed a little bit more. So for the tactics, we swapped it out for 2 Impers because we were playing 2 tactics. And I think the Ashes were a Reborn spell and another Blackout in my first list. The Reborn spell is something that I missed quite a lot because with Vessel it actually becomes a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I ever missed the second Blackout. So the hand traps were fine. It was just the 5 hand traps, which is a standard ratio for decks like this. And I think triple Vessel is something that I still want to play. So yeah, this is of course like hand trap prevention, dodging Imperm. And actually I dodged Droplet with this like a couple of times, which won me a couple games. So if they don't discard a spell for your Droplet, you can chain send the card that they want to negate with Droplet. You get a free search and let the card resolve. For example, with your Shishao, if you negate something. Came up quite a lot.
All right.
And Vessel was by far MVP of the tournament. Every time this card resolved, you win the game. And with Droplet in the deck, if you have like one Tenyi, one Vessel, you can actually afford to discard your whole hand for the rest to negate a full field, for example. Because just Vessel and one Tenyi get you pretty much everything.
Okay, cool.
Get you all your value back.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the main.
we were talking before the tournament, and I just did not expect to see these cards in your deck, so I'm a little bit surprised. But
Wait, which card are you
the
surprised by?
Vessel and Droplets and
Yeah, I know a lot of people in the tournament played Dark Ruler in main, which was also something we were debating, but we ended up signing it.
okay.
But yeah, Droplet, it came up a lot. It's also a card that I sided out a bunch to put in like some cards like Judgment. But yeah, for the extra deck, this is very standard. The MVP, My Little Pony tokens. So triple monk. Shout out to Raphael for convincing me. I played 2 monk for the longest time, and the third monk for me in the tournament didn't really come up, but in testing it came up quite a lot. So I played Drakeite before, and it switched to a monk last second, which was a good choice, I think. The Berserker, or the Draco Masters, it didn't come up at all, but I think in theory it's quite nice to have it. It's one of the flex spots that the extra deck has. Then Omega, which is also a flex spot, but post siding we have Gamma in our deck, so it's quite relevant. And also you can it didn't came up, but you can clear your field, for example, to make your Tenyis live.
Yeah.
So if you Gamma them on, let's say you do Emergence and they draw you, you can Gamma them. Have Omega on the field, rip another card out of their hand, and have your field clear again to make the Tenyi plays.
Yeah.
Which in theory it comes up. In testing it came up quite a bit. And yeah, in the tournament it just didn't come up. But it's a nice card to have in your extra deck.
I vouch for it. I play Gamma in the main, and it is like
Yeah.
insane.
It's also very good to just get shit back in your extra deck. To keep playing. Then Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, which I made a couple times. It's like good rank 8, I guess. Baronet de Fleur. Then the Young Zinks. So double Baxia, Yazi, and Chaofeng. Baxia was by far the MVP of my tournament. I had my first round versus Eldritch. I made this card 8 times, which it was just dumb. Like, make it first, then shuffle 2, make the second one, put one in grave, make an Omega, get the Omega off your field, put it in your extra deck again, shuffle it back with Adhara. It just wins you every grind game that you have. And the reborn effect is also insane. It allows you for some combo lines with Taya, for example, to send Moye to your grave, or like the level 1 Tenyi to make Chaofeng later. It just allows you to keep playing.
Yeah.
So Baxia was by far the MVP.
When I started playing this deck, I really did not play with Vaxia, but now that I have become a little bit better with the deck than I was when I started, this card carries the deck almost. It's so good. Like reborning
Yeah,
anything, sending anything. This card is so wild.
yeah, it makes the Eldritch matchup like a buy. It's so unfair. Like I played against some Eldritch people, they just do like the Lord of all the Eldritch people I played the Lord, and they always opened it. So it's like the Lord of Heavenly, Sky Prison, set 4 pass, and the sets were always like there can be only one, and like skill drain, summon limit. And with my side deck and eventually Baxia, you can just clear the whole field, make sure they don't have follow-up play, and they're like in top deck mode with trap cards, and you have like 6 cards on play. So it just won every like back row matchup for me. Yasi for me didn't really come up. I didn't really make it, but there are some lists that are not playing this, but are playing Hulk and Auroradon,
Okay.
and then your Yasi is like a turn 1 play to get your worms out of your deck, which is something that I haven't tested yet, but I think it tops the NAYCS with the Cold Wing and shit. So that might be something to consider in the future, but it's just right now a level 7 to have with your Taya plays.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, the standard 2-1 ratio.
Good
This card
cards.
also carried me. Like there were a couple of scenarios, like the round 1 Eldritch dude. I had like a full field with like my only X was a Synchro 10, and he set Torrential, and he was waiting for me to summon something to Torrential eventually, but I just summoned this. He Torrential, this can be destroyed that way, and Yeah, he just misplayed like that. He didn't know that I was gonna make this.
Oh
It
wow.
came up quite
Okay.
a lot because it just can be destroyed. And
All
also
right.
another play that came up was Shisha, which was kind of used as banishing the blackout from your deck, which is something that he can do. You can banish instead of adding to extend your plays a little bit more. Since we don't play the reborn spell, that came up quite a lot to make OTK, for example.
All right. Cool.
Then for the side, triple gamma driver. This was there for combo matchups, which I played 2 Dragon Links, and I think I opened driver like 4 times and I never saw gamma. So yeah, again,
Sick.
in theory versus combo, it's nice, and I sided in versus the mirror match, but that's a little bit weird with circle in the format, because you negate something, but they still get a search, you know. I still think it's one of the best hand traps. I wasn't maining it for a little bit, but I decided to put it in the side in the end. That was the only monster I didn't side draw or Lancia or something. Then Dark Ruler, because it's not with Lancia or with Dexia. Cosmic, Duster, and Reboot. Reboot is something that also comes in the mirror match, because D-Barrier is a card right now. And that's quite annoying, so you have to side in red Reboot versus your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the mirror match would be like the most fun mirror match to ever play if Protoss and D-Barrier didn't exist. Because right now, like if they set a card, you basically lose the game. Because if it's D-Barrier, you're just done. And Protoss just locks you out of water, which shuts off the whole SwordSoul engine. So yeah, without those cards, like we might see them banned, or we might see Protoss banned and D-Barrier like lose popularity or something. I think this deck would be the most fun mirror match to ever play. Yeah, my final card was Judgment, which should have been D-Barrier. But yeah, I
Didn't
didn't
have
have
him.
D-Barrier at the time,
Yeah.
so I just played Judgment,
Right.
which also was quite good actually.
Did you like the Cyclones, even though people play Lancia?
Yeah, so um, yeah, a cool example for that. I played round 6 or something. I played against an Eldritch player, and he did like Lord of Heavenly Sky Prison, set to a pass, and I had 2 Cyclones. I was like, okay, main phase Cyclone. It was skill drain. Then I Cycloned. It was like summon limit, and then I attempted to, or I activated a Tenyi, and then he Lancia'd me. So I was like, okay, that sure, whatever. Like he just let me resolve 2 Cyclones, and after that he Lancia'd me, which was really odd. I don't know why he was doing that.
What?
Yeah, like I did the 2 Cyclones. He let his cards get banished. Then I did a Tenyi. He did Lancia. I was like, oh okay, yeah, that's strong. And then like my brain like fried for like 2 seconds. It's like wait, yeah, it just didn't make any sense to
Yeah,
me.
guys, just go to Germany. The tournament level there is way higher than in the Netherlands. Yeah, German players are way better than Dutch players.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
He was kind of tilted because he did like set 5 with like all the floodgates that he could have game 1, and I broke it with Dexia. So he was kind of fried, I guess.
normaal.
But yeah, Cyclone, I think it's it's necessary. And with the like every time I opened this, they had the Sky Prison, and every time I opened this, they also had the Sky Prison. So I don't know why, but every
They
other
always
player
had Sky Prison. Yeah,
they always had it. But I think in theory the Cyclone is just better. Like you could get away with Twin Twister, because of course popping 2 is better than popping 1, and discarding Tenyi's isn't the end of the world. But with playing like cards like Droplet in main, I didn't want to go minus after siding that much. But then again, you side out Droplets for Twin Twister most of the time. But yeah, I just didn't want to lose to the Sky Prison, you know?
yeah, makes sense.
So the Cyclone was actually quite good there.
All right, cool, Pog. So, any shoutouts you want to give?
Yeah, shoutouts to the to Francis for testing with me, Raphael for helping with the deck a little bit in the and testing in the night, and Edwin and Paris for traveling with me, which was also very nice.
All right, cool. Shout out to the boys, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.